is this little eastward jog, and that was really right in line with the National Hurricane Center's forecast, that this is where the storm is going to go for the last couple of days. They've had this pegged at the final location. You know, for a while it looked like maybe Appalachia and then over here, but for the most part it was right over the southeast corner of Bay County, and boy, that's where it is right now.
Not the scenario we wanted. We wanted some kind of change, some kind of factors to give us something, but this thing just built the strength on and on to make it a Cat 4. And like you said a moment ago, Justin, the city here not going to be in the eye. We will not get the break being in the eye of the storm because of the direction.
At least some of these folks at Tyndall Air Force Base and over Allenton and East Bay, at least they'll have an hour where they won't have bad weather. But if you're not getting that break, you won't get that hour where you won't have bad weather.
Justin, is this moving as quickly as you thought it would be?
Yeah, I think 15 miles an hour, that's pretty much where we had pegged the storm to be moving at this pace. It's going to pick up speed for the rest of today, maybe at 15, but by this evening and tonight, it's going to pick up some forward speed. It'll get out of here by tonight, maybe tomorrow morning. It'll be up across Georgia. But I think north at 15 was about what we expected as it made its landfall impact. Ross, if you could, now Ross Whitley is on the controls of the Viper Doppler radar. We also have Sam Lucy and next our meteorologist, Jordan Dress. Take tower cam. Go back to tower cam if you would.
It's amazing it's still up there, mounted.
Jared, I couldn't agree with you more. I cannot believe what we're looking at here. I cannot believe what we're looking at.
See the trees. It's incredible. Just incredible. A few moments ago, we saw the roof missing across the street on United Way building. Our roof is shaking. The ceiling inside, the lighting is shaking. We've had some water issues in here. We've got
our engineers are right now going ballistic, taking care of equipment because water is coming through our roof. And one of the most critical pieces of equipment is our Viper system. And so they are protecting it right now to keep water out of it, to keep debris out of it. So we can keep showing you pictures and keep showing you the information, keep giving you the latest on Michael. What you got, Tom? Yeah, step in.
I'm just going to walk on with you, Tom Lewis, everyone. We believe we've lost our internet connectivity to the building, and we've lost, we think, most of the Verizon phones. In fact, I don't know anybody in our building that has a Verizon phone that's working right now.
Yeah, I noticed that.
So I think we've lost Verizon, we've lost our internet in the building. We believe that WOW is down at this point. We believe we're broadcasting out right now to folks who don't have cable with WOW, and of course over the terrestrial airwaves. So that's our situation right now. Bear with us. We're trying to get that fixed. Okay.
All right.
Technology obviously being affected at this moment.
You can see the storm and feel it, and see the effects inside the studio here, falling down from the ceiling inside as this storm just blows right over. And like Justin said, it could be up to another hour that these conditions will continue right here in downtown Panama City.
Things are falling on the desk as we speak. Justin, quick question. Is this rotation with tornadoes, or is this just the winds from the hurricane?
You couldn't tell at this time. You wouldn't know if it was a tornado or not. Not in the eye wall, likely not. You couldn't really tell. Sam Lucy has some information. Are you still wired up?
My mic is not on.
Oh, okay.
I'm still up. In the NBC Channel 7 here, their roof is gone. The other station,
our colleagues in town, the NBC affiliate,
Well, I hope they
Panama City Beach.
Hope they're out of that building at night. Yeah, they're located on Front Beach Road.
Before we came out of the studio, Amy, we saw them move to another part of their studio out there. But that was been like 30 minutes ago. Unfortunately,
My aunt said Weather Channel said it.
Well, we're
credited
keeping everyone in our prayers, including our friends across town.
That information about the Channel 7 damage was forwarded from the Weather Channel. So we'll work to confirm that with our sources over there.
But it did come from the Weather Channel saying that the roof at Channel 7 was gone, or at least mostly.
I think so. Let me double check.
Yeah. And we'll work that down, and information like that will come in bits and pieces, and we'll try to separate the rumor from the fact. But it wouldn't be surprising. Let's put it that way.
Well, this drama is playing out right now. We're living this drama we talked about for hours and hours and hours and planning and everything else. This storm is here, and we're seeing and feeling the effects as it moves across the area.
And unfortunately, with technology starting to break down because of the high winds, you start to lose communication. I'm trying to send a text. I'm not sure if it's going to make it to find out about the building across town.
And that's some of the things we talked about too in a severe storm situation. We would lose being able to communicate, and so you have to have a backup plan, have safe cover and that sort of thing there. So
I gather folks can still hear us maybe on the radio. I'm not sure about that. Classic Rock 95.9.
It would be good to know who's out there listening to us.
Yeah, if you can, if you still have internet connection anyway and you want to email us at news@WMBB.com or on our Facebook page, try and send us messages. If you happen to have my cell phone number, send me a text. I've got my phone on the set so we can kind of talk people through the areas. We know there's a lot of power out. The power started to go down a couple of hours ago. We had folks calling us from different parts of Bay County and probably the surrounding areas as well. Gulf Power can't do anything about it until this stops, but we know they have crews on standby as soon as it's over.
This storm right here over the area of Bay County, you see it, the eye moving northeasterly.
Yeah, Jerry, what we're getting here is we're very close to the official landfall, and it looks like Tyndall. It looks like Tyndall Air Force Base.
And the eye, the center of that eye, that has to cross the coast to make it officially landfall.
The middle is here, and so it's a minute or two, if you will. And what the Weather Service does is they're looking at these radar presentations just like we are, and the Hurricane Center as well. And they'll see the center, get to the coastline, and they'll say, okay, now it's crossed the coastline. But you see what's back behind it. It's just tremendous. We're in this wind right here. So this is not the eye.
Hey, babe, are you okay out there?
The eye is right there.
Did you lose your roof?
And so...
Okay, she's telling me Channel 7 did not lose their roof. Okay. Everybody's okay. We just want to be sure you're safe.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
All right, thanks, Jess.
So Amy's been on the line there communicating with TV7. Their roof is still there.
She said they're okay.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
That's definitely good news.
So
and that counters the report earlier.
Right.
That we put out about the roof being gone.
That's right, and that's the thing about situations like this, and we'll try to avoid.
Uh-oh.
This is back of our News 13 studios.
Is that the metal
outside.
roof that's like the overhang?
Yeah.
Where we come in the back door? Yeah. Yep. Up there.
And you see the debris blowing right behind our TV station.
We may have to run out of here if this gets any worse, probably. Sound like an explosion. We'll have to go to the center hallway. And Justin, we're going to follow you if that happens, because I'm guessing you know the proper place.
All right.
It's just amazing. These are the wind samples, still well above 100 to 120, 130. This area here is where we are. That's what you're seeing outside is what it looks like out here in real life. And we're going to continue to just keep you abreast. We understand we've lost our ability to get out.
We may not be able to get out of that back door.
We've lost our ability to get the information out. What do you think, fellas? What do you think?
I think you were right all along. That's what I think. Unfortunately.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it.
We've lost our ability to get the signal out.
We've got the water leaking in. We've got debris falling from the ceiling. We've got the lights shaking in the studio and hearing that noise.
Yep, it's everything we've seen on TV and other places, and now it's here. Yep, you're right. We've never seen a hurricane like this.
Yeah.
Opal was nothing compared to this.
You're right. The lowest central pressure, lower than Hurricane Andrew. When they go back and reanalyze, my ears just popped again.
Oh, the pressure.
Yeah, they may wind up making this a Cat 5 hurricane. We're okay.
27.84.
27.84 inches.
27.84.
That's the pressure here?
That's the pressure currently.
Will that go lower?
Well, we're here. The center is here. I don't see it going much lower. Unless the center came right over us, that's where the lowest pressure is, right here in the middle. So it probably won't go much lower. But it's indicative of how low the pressure is now. The radars continue to update. We continue. Hopefully, we'll get into this, a little bit of a break from what we're experiencing right now. which is just tremendous.
But you think it might possibly become a Cat 5?
Well, yeah, I don't want to speculate, not Jerry, but the pressure was lower now than it was with Hurricane Andrew.
Right. Yeah.
And they went back in with Hurricane Andrew years later, and they reclassified that storm as a Category 5. It was not Category 5 when it made landfall to the with all the characteristics or all the ticking the boxes. But when they went back in and analyzed the data, they reanalyzed it as a Category 5. Now, I'm not saying they're going to do that with this, but when the pressure is lower than Andrew and the winds are, sustained all the way across the board on our radar at 140, and we know it's at 150 due to the hurricane reconnaissance, it would not surprise me.
Well, you can hear the noise of Michael blowing over Panama City, Bay County area. You can see it behind Justin.
Yeah, right here.
See the effects.
Can we look outside at that backdoor camera again? You can see our roof is falling apart. Heaven knows what else is mixed up in that, with maybe potential vehicles that were parked out back. You can see that's right outside our gate.
That
where
was
we
the
step in
awning
and out
over
of
the back door coming in,
gone.
that aluminum
It looks like there might be more than just...
We're losing the awnings around the sides is what we're losing.
All of the awnings
around the side of the building's gone.
And the back porch awnings.
Okay, what about
Awnings right now.
Tom Lewis, what about the other buildings near News 13 in the downtown area? Of course, we know the damage to the roof across the street on United Way.
Right now, I think we're okay. The other buildings seem to be okay. It's very difficult for us to get out.
Hard to see, right. Okay.
Yeah,
Safe to
no
say the
stepping
damage
out
is
now.
out there. This is just what we can see, what we understand. This is Tower Cam over
Still
News
shaking.
13.
It's hard to see because it's moving. It is amazing, Jerry, that it's still hanging up there. But I would venture to say, Justin, probably at some point that's going to come down.
Well, I don't know. I mean, if it hasn't come down yet, it's amazing. I don't want to speculate about anything at this point, but it's just amazing it's still up there.
The walkway that's usually in front of the church is gone. So there's usually a metal.
Is that what this is here?
There's usually a metal.
The walkway?
Yeah.
It looks like the walkway, but between the main sanctuary.
But not the elevated crosswalk.
No, not the elevated, but
so the awning over the sidewalks.
The awning, yeah.
From the main sanctuary, First Baptist, over to the other buildings, the 3-4-story building there. You're saying that's what we're looking at now, then, right? That structure was there?
Yeah, that's what we're looking at.
I think pieces of it. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
We're looking down at in between the courtyard, basically between the church buildings.
That's a lot of debris there all over the ground too. Just that.
Yeah, it looks like it's collapsed for sure. You can see that it's that part of the poles are laid down, and then the top of it looks like it's just flat on the ground. So the wind probably pushed it down, just snapped off some of those poles.
Do you think we're getting the worst of it, or other parts of town seeing this type of devastation and destruction?
I can't see it any less than this for us.
Oh, mercy.
And I would expect that it's this or a little more, closer to the eye.
The intensity is there.
Everywhere from Panama City Beach, over to Mexico Beach, it's like this everywhere.
And I venture to say, when this is over, this is going to look like so many other hurricanes. Everything is going to be blown away in many parts of our hometown.
Yep. We said this last night. The coastline's going to change.
Sure
History-making storm.
No doubt about it. Just lost power. You can hear us, but you can't see us, maybe. Our lights are out in the studio. If you can still hear us, this is what we're sitting in darkness at the moment. Emergency lights are on. We do have a generator, but I guess that's been struggling this afternoon too with the high winds. You can
Dark
probably
in
hear
the
the beeping
studio.
in the background. Yep.
Dark. If you can still hear us, we're still here. The storm is still blowing over. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Hang on for the
out of the studio. Amy, Jerry, come on.
Out of the studio. Let's go.
All right, we're leaving the studio right now. We're leaving the studio.
All right, watch your
Moving
step.
into another part of the TV station. You still hear us?
Yep. I've lost something. I dropped my IFB box.
You still hear us? We're moving to another part of the studio. They want us to evacuate.
Let's go, Jerry. Let's go.
Moving down
Let's
the hallway.
go. Move it out. Move it out, everybody. You got to let us through.
I'm coming.
Concerned
Go,
about
go, go.
a ceiling coming off. Further damage.
We're heading out
Getting to a
At
secure
least
area.
about an hour.
About an hour.
into the hallway. Stay in the newsroom. Where do you want us to go?
Stay in the newsroom.
Stay
Brady,
in
I
the
want a
newsroom.
list of everybody's name. Write their name down.
Stay in the
so we can count
newsroom.
everybody, all right?
Studio's empty.
All right.
Hey everyone, this is Chief Meteorologist Justin Kiefer from News 13. The entire, I don't know if I could do this, the entire news operation right now is in our newsroom. And we're all in here. And right now we're all safe. We've lost power, we've lost our generator, and the wind continues to make unbelievable noise on top of this building. But right now we're all safe. We'll try to continue to update you as much as we can. Some cell service is lost, but we have some cell service on different carriers, and this is what we're doing. What would you like for me to pass on here?
You know, the main thing, of course, Justin, is that we're all safe.
Yeah.
We're all fine. How long we got for this eye wall to come over?
Okay.
You know, to tell people that love us and are concerned about us that we're okay once the storm passes. How much time?
Based on the last radar picture I saw, the eye was crossing the coastline to the south end of Tyndall Air Force Base. And so Panama City was in the left side of it, the left eye wall. And so as the storm moves northward at 15 miles an hour, it won't get up into the interior sections of the Panhandle for about 2 hours. At that point, I think that the weather will finally settle down a bit here at Panama City. But for the next half hour or so, we're talking about near a hurricane or above force. The storm had winds measured by Hurricane Center at 150. And pressure was down lower than Hurricane Andrew. So it came in as strong as a hurricane that's really ever hit Florida. Keep that in mind, and the strongest ever to hit the Florida Panhandle. But again, the entire news operation, everybody who unless they're safe somewhere else, in South Walton or up in the Emergency Operations Center, everybody is in the newsroom of News 13 right now. And we're doing okay. We're doing okay. And I just want to let you know that, and we appreciate it.
Tom, can you come talk to us for a minute on Facebook here?
Yeah, of course. Obviously, as Justin just said, this is an unprecedented event for all of us. I know all of you who are managing to see this, how many ever of you are able to handle this right now. This is something none of us have ever experienced before. We just want to make sure everybody stays exactly where they are right now. Do not go outside. Don't go outside at all. Wait until this thing is fully passed. Wait until everything calms down. Our emergency crews will get out there and do as much as they can, as soon as it's safe to put them out there. I'm hoping that everybody heeded the evacuation orders that were in the low-lying areas. We know, though, that there are a lot of you who did not. We hope you're all safe. As soon as you can get to an opportunity to where you can, I don't know, fly a flag outside of your door. A lot of you won't have power, you won't have electricity, phone service is down. It's going to be difficult. But once things get safe, go outside, try and flag down someone in your neighborhood, passing emergency vehicles, anything you can, to let them know that you're there, you're safe, and you need help. If you're watching this and you do not, you're trying to get a hold of a loved one and you can't reach them, get a hold of authorities. Let them know you want a welfare check on whoever your loved one is. Give them the address, phone number, any information you can have. The important thing right now is staying out of the way. I can tell you right now from listening to what's going on over our roof right now, there is a heck of a lot of debris blowing out there. Please stay indoors. You could very easily get hit by a piece of this debris and it could take your life. It's not a laughing matter. This is not a thrill seeker adventure. This is not something you're going to run out and go, hey, watch this. This is not something you want to mess with, folks. This is a deadly storm. Please stay inside until the danger has passed. We're hoping, we thought, actually we would have thought by now that things would have calmed down and the eye passed over, but that has not been the case.
Well, we're just in this western edge now.
Watch that.
Listen.
The Weather Channel's reporting.
EOC is down.
Weather Channel's reporting that this came in at 155 miles per hour, and then we have 155, and then we currently have gust up to 185.
It certainly feels like it, doesn't it?
And from what I can tell, from what we're seeing here, that's got to be verifiable.
Every bit of that.
155 is what the Weather Channel was saying this came in at, so that's about as close as you can get to a Category 5 without calling it a Category 5.
Because this is playing out like everybody's been talking about for the last few days. Planning for this to come in is strong. It's even stronger than anticipated. Living it right now.
I got 70 something.
Get close to it. As Tom Lewis said, the danger is still there right now, and after it passes, the danger is still going to be there as far as getting there.
All right. Well, I'm going to be the mom. I'm going to ask people to pray for us. I pray for everybody in Bay County and who's going through this. I'm scared.
We're safe, but I'm scared. And a lot of folks are texting, so we're okay, but the prayers are needed.
We have a good, solid evacuation plan in place. We have a strong building right next to us. If we have to leave this building, we'll go into that building.
Yeah, we're all together in the newsroom right now. We're just keeping watch on everything.
We have a good plan in place, and we're waiting on this to pass. Justin, Ross, how long's it got before it passes?
5 minutes would be good.
Yeah, 5 minutes. I gotta say that we're 30 minutes to an hour
30 minutes.
of this weather right now over downtown Panama City.
Yeah, we were right on the northern eye wall, and we had the unfortunate ability that we went right through the western eye wall as well. So we never got out of the eye wall. We didn't hit the northern eye wall, then the center of the storm. We basically were on that pivot point of the northern eye wall to the western eye wall, and we're going to be in that until the southern eye wall goes by, which potentially with the movement of that storm was 15 miles per hour. The width of that eye wall was 15 miles wide. So if you add another 15 miles on each side of that eye wall, which is about the distance of the eye walls, we're talking about an hour or an hour and a half, maybe even 3 hours. And the last notification I got from the National Hurricane Center was that the extreme wind warning had been extended another hour. So for us, that's substantial.
What about flooding? What about flooding? We're so close to the bay.
I don't know if the storm surge.
I need to call the First Baptist too, if somebody has a cell phone that works, because mine's not working.
Keep going.
The storm surge. I don't. This is above where that water was going to be.
23 feet.
23 feet where we stand. We'd have to see 26 foot of storm surge. It really didn't. I'm not saying it's not going to push close enough into parts of Panama City that never saw water before. But right now, I think that at this point, where we are, I think we're above the water.
Yeah, and we had a fairly strong north and east wind to start this, so that would have been pushing against the water coming in. Places down around Port St. Joe, back toward Mexico Beach, they're likely having that south wind continue to push water inland, so the storm surge isn't done there. And we were showing those wave height maps that during the center of the storm on the east side there were wave heights up to 33 feet. So we could be talking about wave heights going into Mexico Beach, Port St. Joe, probably 25 foot waves moving into Mexico Beach.
On top of the storm surge.
On top of the storm surge.
Like you were saying, Ross, Panama City did not get a break from the storm. We're taking the north side, this back side, right, the northwest side of this, with no benefit of a break.
No break. We're not a glancing blow. It's just we're in the grinding part of the western eye wall and remaining there, unfortunately, for it's been an hour now, and I think there's going to be another hour where it's going to be. It will start to wane just a bit, but it's going to take at least an hour for it finally to go. Okay, things are breaking loose. Whatever is broken off at 100 whatever plus miles an hour. The winds we'll have later won't be as strong, so things that are weakened might come off. But it's going to take at least an hour.
Will it stop and then start again, like by surprise?
No.
Not for us.
We didn't get into the center.
No, the only place that's going to happen is Eastern Bay County, like Allenton. It's going to be bad. It's going to stop because the eye is going to go right over Allenton, and then it's going to pick up on the south side. That center is also going to go up kind of over northern Gulf County. I don't know if it'll go over Weewha-Hitchcock, but it may wind up going over Bluntstown. It'll start filling in just a bit, but they'll get into a lull. So there's going to be a period for some, but it's in Eastern Bay County, northwestern Gulf County, southwestern Calhoun County, where they'll have that outbreak. Everywhere else, there's no break.
Here's the fear, the catastrophic damage with this storm. Winds at 155, 155 miles per hour. It's absolutely unbelievable. It could have been horrible, but it's less than that. But the velocity, the winds, the damaging, destructive winds like that, we only saw just a little bit of the damage out there before we had to leave the studio and come off there. We don't know what lies ahead.
100-mile snapshot. I mean, 100-yard. 100-yard snapshot. And there's roofs off and awnings off and stuff flying everywhere. Now multiply that by 4 counties.
Okay.
So, from Franklin County all the way to South Walton's probably seeing stuff flying around. Maybe not as bad as it is in Bay County because that's where the strongest winds are. But it's the magnitude of the destruction. It will alter the shape, alter the picture of this coastline.
It's absolutely amazing to think about. And the danger is still there. These heavy winds, things blowing around, things you can't see. If you think you can get out to go somewhere, don't. Because it could cost your life. You have to be where you are secure and hope and pray that this thing gets on out of
Yeah,
here
and,
quickly.
unfortunately, we're no longer on air and able to track this moving inland. But we just got the eye wall here, but it's going to continue to move basically up the direction of 23 back toward Bluntstown, Mariana. You're still in the way of this eye wall eventually making its way up there, and that's coming. It's moving up. We were
Going
talking
right up
about the track.
231. That western eye wall is paralleling 231. So this is being repeated for Bayou George.
And as it moves northward, Justin, the wind velocity is going to have to be affected
Can we-
to a degree. Still strong.
What's it saying
What
now?
is it?
What is it? What's going on?
What you got,
Let me
Tom?
jump in here real quick. We, the EOC, our Bay County Emergency Operations Center, is kind of dead in the water right now.
Yeah, at this point, it
So they
probably
are
is.
trying to arrange for the local media outlets to go on the WKGC studios, which is one of the lines is located up there at the EOC. At that, as soon as we can get somebody safely up there, we'll continue along that route. We do have somebody at the EOC right now. We're going to try and get them on and take care of that. I got a call from, well, I'll tell you who it was. It was CFO Jimmy Petronas about an hour ago, and said that in Gulf County, their EOC was losing the roof. Several other of their buildings were losing the roof, and I think they were headed to the sheriff's office or the jail. They're relocating everything there. So Gulf County is taking a serious pounding. There's a lot of people out there that are depending on these emergency operations officials, and they're in the same shape we are, folks. They're having the same kind of trouble we are, and they are working their best to try and do a workaround so they can get information out either directly to people or through us to people.